Hello and welcome to Chapter 4, Lesson 1. In Chapter 4, Lesson 1, we're dealing with a deeper spiritual life. We are following up on that concept I gave early on in the entire retreat, in the entire course, that life transitions are used by God to draw you into a closer, more intimate relationship with God, to draw you into more of your vocation, what you are being called to. Very often, life transitions seem to be a sense of loss, a sense of despair, a sense of confusion. Actually, they're not. Actually, life transitions are being used by God to draw you closer to your original God plan for your life and God's vocation for your life. However, on the surface, they can appear to be confusing. And this chapter 4, lesson 1 is to help you recognize that life transition and the one that you are going through is actually leading you to a closer, more intimate relationship with God. And therefore, I am recommending a number of activities which I want you to capture into your journal. The first one is finding time for prayer. Now, I want to tell you, I have two excellent ebooks on this platform, PayHip, that are on prayer. And if you get a chance, I really would appreciate if you take the time to read those two ebooks, because they will significantly help you understand what is prayer and how to pray. But the first thing I want you to do is to, in your own way, gather and pray more. Even if it is just a simple conversation with God, a simple conversation as reaching out, Jesus Christ, I am going through this, I am not understanding. Jesus Christ, show me, guide me. And also attending the sacraments, the Eucharist, and going to the Eucharist on a regular basis, going to the sacrament of reconciliation, and giving yourself to traditional devotions like the Rosary or Stations of the Cross, but making your life much richer in prayer. Life transitions offer us the opportunity to grow in intimacy with our Lord Jesus Christ, and we do this mainly by conversing with Him through prayer, through Christian meditation. In the last lesson, in chapter 3, I introduced you and I suggested to you that you go to WCCM on the internet and you find the worldwide community of Christian meditation, and you understand how to do Christian meditation from on that site, and that you practice Christian meditation. Christian meditation can help you clarify and quiet the worry, the stress, the anxiety that you're experiencing because of the life transition. To do Lectio Divina. Lectio Divina, I touched on it, but Lectio Divina, again, they are good courses. I hope to produce a little book on Lectio Divina and to have it available on this platform, PayHip. I will do something on Lectio Divina. But in the meantime, you can go on the internet and find out how to do it, and you could also follow me on Substack. And you can, Lectio Divina allows you to interpret the gospel passages into your own life. What is happening in your life through the gospel passages. Religious devotions, traditional religious devotions. For me, particularly, I like the Rosary. And I would like to recommend that you follow the Rosary and you do the Rosary. But you find traditional, the Angelus, the Stations of the Cross, religious devotions like a novena, a particular novena to a particular, to the Virgin Mary or to Saint Joseph. But all of this is leading you to change your ways from being very worldly driven to much more prayerfully driven. And chapter 4, lesson 1 is all about moving towards a more prayerful lifestyle. Sacraments, I mentioned sacrament, but the sacraments, the Eucharist, making sure you go to Mass on a regular basis. I want to repeat that, making sure you go to Mass on a regular basis, because, and then also probably adoration of the Eucharist, but really trying to go and receive the Eucharist, going and getting this sacrament of reconciliation. These sacraments empower you because they give you grace, and grace imbibes your life and gives you strength to be able to do much more. I would like you to recommend that also you get involved in ministry, whichever ministry that you have an inclination to. Go to your local parish or online, follow into a ministry where is that you're doing something. I try to encourage some persons to be able to share my gospel passages that are on Substack and take that up as a ministry and say, look, I'm going to send this to this person, I'm going to send it to this person, and start a conversation on it. Start a little prayer group or a little group, and it could be online for friends, and say, look, Deacon Hilary Bengoche gives these reflections daily on the Sunday Gospel. Let's each day just read them individually, and then we can reflect on them and give our own thoughts on them. And that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And that's a ministry, because you will be spreading the gospel. You'll be spreading and going out, trying to encourage people to get more and more into the gospel. So, chapter 4, lesson 1 is all about trying to improve your spiritual well-being, all about improving your spirituality through developing your spirituality through prayer and through all of these activities that I recommend in chapter 4, lesson 1. Good. See you on the other side.